Well, good news, everybody. We're not the world's policeman anymore. Bad news, under Biden, we're the world's substitute teacher.
I'm not supposed to take any questions, but go ahead.
I'm not supposed to take any questions. Says who?
Mr. President, on Afghanistan...
I'm not going to answer Afghanistan now.
Can you say if there's still an acute risk?
I'm not supposed to take questions. Oh, I can't answer that. Not on Afghanistan. Why does the leader of the free world project the confidence of somebody working his first job at a Payless shoe store? Every time he finishes up, it's like, okay, can I speak to your manager now? This is a sad, tragic, and embarrassing time for America.
No shit. Right now, you're Fredo.
Yeah, we're all Fredo. We have an absolute fiasco in Afghanistan. Benghazi on steroids. The Taliban versus Come On Man.
Come on, man.
It's like watching the Taliban game show. They're getting all kinds of prizes. Okay, Taliban, you've won the aircraft. You can stop there, or you can get the guns, the money, and the kill list. They're gonna go for it all. Reagan's doctrine was peace through strength.
And to maintain that peace requires strength. America has never gotten in a war because we were too strong.
Biden's doctrine is peace through a long, refreshing nap. And when he's awake, well... Joe's got the right people in place, too. Like Secretary of State Blinken. By the way, can we have a worse name for a Secretary of State? We're staring down our enemies with Secretary Blinken. And if there's hostages, he'll be working closely with Brigadier General Shitpants and Admiral Piss himself to make sure our people get out. When 13 soldiers just got blown up needlessly, and your leader's giving a press conference about that, I'm no body language expert, but it's probably best not to look like Ned Stark from Game of Thrones about to get his head chopped off. It projects as kinda weak. After watching his press conference, I think Joe would have been better off retelling the hairy leg story.
I got hairy legs.
This might all seem depressing, but there is some great news. We've already established trade with the Taliban. Hunter has agreed to accept opium every month. The truth ultimately is just as it looks. Trump negotiated the deal. The Taliban was sticking to it.
By President Trump, I will be out by May 1st. In the meantime, you agree not to attack any Americans. That was the deal. That's why no American was attacked.
But the Democrats and Joe couldn't fundamentally allow Trump to take political credit for ending a 20-year war. It's simply too big of an accomplishment for the Democrats to handle. So instead, Joe shook up a hornet's nest, changing the dates, and all hell broke loose. And if people had to die for political convenience, so be it. After all, it's been done before.
In Benghazi, that took the lives of those brave men over an awful internet video that we had nothing to do with.
One thing I don't want to hear about Biden being the compassionate grandpa. Not when he's standing in front of the families of dead soldiers who died from his decisions. And he's checking his watch. And one thing, when you argue with the left and about the media, the first club they reach for is Fox News, which I'm not even a fan of. But even here, notice the Fox reporter Ducey bringing Joe to bow his head, as if Ducey is being outrageous, which he isn't. He is asking a pointed question, but it is a question.
Days ago, you said you squarely stand by your decision to pull out.
When Trump was answering questions, he wasn't answering questions. He was answering accusations. Grandstanding accusations where the reporters injected their opinions.
Here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, that this caravan was an invasion. As you know, Mr. President,
I consider it to be an invasion.
As you know, Mr. President, the caravan was not an invasion. It's a group of migrants moving up from Central America towards the border with the U.S.
I consider it an invasion. You and I have a difference of opinion.
But do you think that you demonized immigrants in this election
to try to keep... I want them to come into the country, but they have to come in legally.
Here at Joe's lowest moment, in the Q&A part, they let Joe drone on for 2.5 solid minutes to close it out. Ridiculous.
I have another meeting, for real.
They're supposed to be tough on him. It looked more like a commercial for visiting angels. People have said that Biden's presidency is Carter 2.0. Well, needless to say, Jimmy Carter deserves an enormous apology. Or who knows, maybe I'm all wrong about this and Joe has a secret plan. Maybe he'll send Fauci in there to scare the Taliban about the Delta variant, get him to lock down for 2 weeks.